What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another one of my awesome videos. This time, I'll teach you all how to get started in Stellaris. It's a pretty complex game, so I've tried to simplify it as much as possible, but there's still quite a lot of content to cover. If you're feeling a little lost, don't be afraid to pause or rewind the video. You can even ask questions in the comments below. Now, let's get started. When you first load into your game, it'll be paused by default. You can pause and unpause via the spacebar or pause button, but let's keep it paused for now. Be sure to make liberal use of the pause button whenever something occurs, or if you're lost. Just hit that button and take some time to read the tooltips or Google it. Note that the game may also auto-pause when events occur. Now that you've started a new game, the first thing to do is monitor your economy. Note the top bar of your screen where there are various different colored symbols indicating your resources, like energy credits, research, and various other essential currencies. Just move your mouse over them to learn what each one is. It is important to not go below zero in any of these resources or your empire will suffer consequences. Thankfully, you can trade resources you have in abundance for ones that you lack in the marketplace. The primary place you extract resources from are planets. You start with your homeworld colonized already, which should be providing you with ample starting resources. You can also get resources from mining stations created by your construction ship. Now begins one of the most crucial parts of the early game, exploration. By shift right-clicking, you can queue up many star systems for your science ship to explore. Once fully explored, your construction ship can build an outpost there, expanding your influence and empire. Occasionally, while exploring, your science ships will discover anomalies, which when researched can give tasty bonuses either to the planet they're on or the empire at large. More rarely, science ships can discover archaeology sites. These require extensive research and must be within your empire to research, but their benefits are immense. You should also pay attention to scientific research. This is divided into three types: physics, society, and engineering. Your scientists will research each of these simultaneously. Physics helps you find energy weapons and build up your energy economy. Society helps you find governmental and biological enhancements for your empire and can help food production. Engineering discovers physical weapons and can eventually let you build robot workers. Some research topics require other topics to be researched first, but in general, topics can be researched at their own pace. The primary way to get research is to have your pops do it on your planets, but you can squeeze out a few extra points by building research stations. Depending on your settings, you should find a few worlds inhabitable by your empire nearby. Once an outpost is built in that star system, you can colonize that world by building a colony ship. It takes time for your colony ship to build your colony, but once it does, it will begin to grow pops ready and eager to work. Your homeworld's pops will also drift to your new fringe worlds. If you want, you could even resettle them. Make sure they have plenty of jobs and places to live by building districts. Now, I prefer to uplift and incorporate primitive civilizations, which is a different process. First, you need to build an observation station on their planet. Observation stations can do multiple functions, including simply observing a primitive civilization for a time or infiltrating or indoctrinating them towards your way of thinking. To uplift a primitive civilization, make sure your native enlightenment policy is set to allowed. Then set your observation station to technological enlightenment. After some time, they will become a subservient technological power ripe for diplomatic integration. Even in peacetime, you should maintain the largest fleet your economy can support, because if the AI thinks you're easy pickings, they'll invade. You start with little corvettes, but don't be fooled. In large numbers, they can rip other large ships apart. To give orders to your ship, simply right-click. There's two numbers you should bear in mind: the ship limit and the fleet limit. The ship's limit is an economic indication of the most ships you can support. You can raise it by building anchorages in your star bases. If you go over this number, you'll start taking harsh economic penalties. Your fleet limit is the most ships you can lump together into one fleet. You can't go over this limit, but research can raise it. Remember, larger ships count more for both limits. By now you may have run into planets that provide strategic resources. These can include rare crystals, exotic gases, volatile motes, dark matter, living metal, or purple space drugs known as Ro. These resources require research to mine. Some of them with different research can instead be artificially processed on planets. Each of these resources can be used in edicts for short-term benefits, but more advanced technology may require them, so it's a good idea to secure as many sources of these resources as you can. When you discover other empires, you will first need to assign an envoy to finalize first contact. Once first contact is established, you can engage in diplomacy with your fellow star empire. If you can make the other empire like you can sign treaties such as research agreements or migration accords. A good way to improve your standing with another empire is to assign an envoy to improve relations with them. Some things you find in space aren't full-on empires. Of course, there are minor powers in the galaxy that bear talking about. Fallen empires are hyper-advanced societies that generally want to be left alone, but be wary. They can be provoked into a war it's hopeless for you to win. And that's all it takes to build a fledgling star empire. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments below. If there's nothing else, dismissed.